As they sat on the living room floor, cushions strewn around them, Anna shared her turmoil, her heart laid bare. "I feel lost," she admitted, her voice breaking under the weight of her emotions. "I can't believe I trusted him. How could he do this to me?" Her eyes glistened with unshed tears, and the pain in her chest felt like an open wound. "Anna, you're stronger than you think," Sarah reassured her, her tone gentle yet firm. "You deserve to be happy. Maybe it's time to focus on yourself." Her words were like a balm, soothing the raw edges of Anna's heartache. The suggestion lingered in Anna's mind, swirling like a whisper in the breeze. Perhaps she needed to step away from the life she had built with Mark, to rediscover who she was outside of their marriage. As days turned into weeks, the idea of traveling began to take root in her heart. It was a way to escape the pain, to venture beyond the confines of her small town, a journey of self-discovery and healing. With each passing day, the notion grew stronger, blooming into a vibrant possibility. Anna began to research destinations, cultures, and experiences that could ignite her spirit. Late into the night, she found herself poring over travel blogs and documentaries, her imagination soaring to far-off places. She envisioned herself walking the cobbled streets of Europe, breathing in the rich history, immersing herself in vibrant cultures, and meeting people who had lived lives vastly different from her own. She imagined the taste of gelato in Italy, the colorful markets of India, the tranquil temples of Japan, and the breathtaking landscapes of South America. Each destination represented not just a place, but a new beginning, a chance to leave behind the memories of betrayal and embrace the promise of adventure. "I want to travel," she finally announced to her friends one evening, the words tumbling out like a dam breaking. "I want to see the world and learn about myself in the process." A spark of determination flickered in her eyes, igniting a sense of purpose that had been absent since Mark's confession. Her friends exchanged encouraging glances, their faces lighting up with excitement. "That's an amazing idea, Anna. You'll find yourself out there," Sarah exclaimed, her enthusiasm infectious. The others chimed in, offering their own ideas and suggestions, their voices a chorus of support that made Anna's heart swell. Anna felt a flicker of hope ignite within her, a sense of purpose starting to emerge from the ashes of betrayal. Over the next few weeks, she meticulously planned her journey, poring over maps and itineraries, each destination symbolizing a new chapter in her life. Italy, India, Japan, South America. Each place promised a lesson, a new perspective, a chance to heal. She made lists of things to pack, from comfortable walking shoes to her trusted journal, where she could document her thoughts and experiences. The anticipation of the adventure ahead was exhilarating, but it was also tinged with fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of being alone, fear of stepping into a world that felt so vast and unfamiliar. When the day of her departure arrived, Anna stood at the airport, her heart pounding with a mix of anticipation and fear. The cacophony of announcements and the bustling crowd around her faded into the background as she clutched her boarding pass tightly in her hand. The journey ahead was uncertain, filled with both promise and peril, but she clung to the belief that it would lead her to the woman she was meant to become. As she walked toward the gate, Anna took a deep breath, filling her lungs with the electric energy of possibility. She was ready to embrace the unknown, to transform her pain into power, and to find herself again amid the adventure that awaited her. Chapter 3. The Awakening. The day Anna purchased her plane ticket felt monumental, as if she had taken the first step toward reclaiming her life. After weeks of uncertainty and pain, that single click on her computer felt like an act of defiance against the shadows of her past. The thrill of adventure replaced the dread that had clouded her heart, igniting a fire within her that she thought had long been extinguished. She could almost hear the distant echoes of her former self, curious, excited, and unafraid. With newfound determination, she began to pack her bags, each item she placed inside representing a piece of her journey. She meticulously folded clothes, choosing bright colors that reflected the vibrancy she hoped to embrace. As she rummaged through her belongings, she stumbled upon her journal, its pages waiting to be filled with her thoughts, dreams, and experiences. It would be an essential companion for her journey, a safe haven for her emotions as she navigated the complexities of rediscovery. With each destination she planned, Anna felt a renewed sense of excitement. Italy would be her first stop, a place where art, history, and culture thrived in every corner. Rebirth after betrayal. Part 1. The Discovery. Chapter 1. The Shattering. Anna sat at the kitchen table, the warm sunlight streaming through the window, casting a golden hue over the room. It was a familiar scene, one she had envisioned many times in her mind. A peaceful morning with her husband, Mark, sipping coffee and discussing their plans for the day. The smell of freshly brewed coffee wafted through the air, mingling with the sweet scent of the croissants she had baked that morning. Yet as she glanced around, the air felt heavy with unspoken words. Mark had been distant lately, often lost in thought or glued to his phone, scrolling through messages that seemed to consume his attention. Anna dismissed it as stress from work, trying to reassure herself that it was just a phase, a temporary distraction that would pass. But that morning everything changed. The phone rang, its shrill sound slicing through the quiet ambience. Anna's heart raced as she picked up the receiver, the familiar voice of her friend Sarah flooding through the line. "Anna, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but I saw Mark at the cafe with someone. It didn't look like just friends." The words echoed in Anna's mind, each syllable piercing her heart like shards of glass. "What do you mean?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper, fear creeping into her gut. "Anna, I think he's been seeing someone else. I didn't want to say anything, but it's true. I'm so sorry." Sarah's tone was filled with sympathy, but it only deepened the pit of despair that was forming in Anna's stomach. Anna's hand trembled as she hung up the phone. The reality of Sarah's words sank in, pooling in her stomach like a lead weight. She had trusted Mark implicitly, believing in their love and partnership. The betrayal felt like a dark cloud engulfing her, suffocating her with despair. Images of the life they had built together flashed through her mind, shared dreams, laughter, and plans for the future. Each memory now felt tainted, twisted by the truth that lay before her. Days passed in a blur of confusion and pain. Anna confronted Mark that evening, her heart racing as she prepared for the inevitable confrontation. He sat on the couch, scrolling through his phone, oblivious to the storm brewing within her. "Mark," she began, her voice trembling, "I need to talk to you." He looked up, surprise flickering in his eyes. "What's wrong?" "I need you to be honest with me," she said, her voice shaking with emotion. "I heard something today, something about you and someone else." Initially he denied the accusations, his face a mask of feigned innocence. "What are you talking about? That's ridiculous," he replied, his tone defensive. But the guilt was etched across his face, and Anna could see the cracks in his facade. When he finally confessed, the floodgates opened, and the truth came tumbling out. "I'm sorry, Anna," I didn't mean for it to happen. It was a mistake, a moment of weakness." His voice was filled with regret, but Anna felt no solace in his words. "Was it just a mistake?" she shot back, her voice trembling with a mix of anger and hurt. "You made a choice, Mark. You chose her over me." The weight of his betrayal hung in the air, thick and suffocating. Anna's heart shattered into a million pieces, each fragment a painful reminder of the love she thought was unbreakable. The weeks that followed were a whirlwind of emotions: grief, anger, disbelief. Anna felt like a ghost in her own life, moving through each day in a daze. Friends offered support, but their well-meaning words felt hollow, unable to fill the void left by Mark's betrayal. Every time she saw them, their sympathetic glances reminded her of her broken heart. One evening, Anna stood alone in their bedroom, staring at the wedding photos lining the wall. Each frame felt like a dagger, reminding her of the trust they had built together. Smiles frozen in time, memories now tinged with sorrow. Tears streamed down her face as she finally allowed herself to grieve, not just for the love she lost, but for the woman she used to be, the woman who had believed in forever. She sank onto the bed, burying her face in the soft pillows, letting the tears flow freely. The pain felt insurmountable, and as the tears soaked the fabric, Anna whispered to herself, "I deserve better than this." With that realization came a flicker of determination, a glimmer of hope, that maybe, just maybe, she could rebuild her life from the ashes of this heart-wrenching betrayal. Chapter 2. The Decision. In the aftermath of Mark's confession, Anna sought solace in her closest friends. They gathered at her home, bringing comfort food and their unwavering support. The living room was a cozy mess, half-empty takeout boxes piled high, the fragrant remnants of pad thai and sesame chicken lingering in the air, while mugs of herbal tea steamed gently on the coffee table. She could already envision the cobblestone streets of Florence, the grandeur of Rome, and the serenity of the Tuscan countryside. In her planning, she enrolled in a cooking class, eager to learn the art of making pasta from scratch. The thought of kneading dough, shaping it with her hands, and crafting authentic Italian dishes was exhilarating. An opportunity to connect with the heart of Italian culture while rediscovering her own creativity. As she boarded her flight, Anna took a deep breath, letting the anticipation wash over her like a warm embrace. The hum of the airplane engines and the chatter of fellow passengers faded into the background as she settled into her seat. This journey was not just about exploring new places. It was about rediscovering her strength, her passions, and herself. She closed her eyes for a moment, envisioning a future filled with vibrant experiences, new friendships, and the thrill of adventure. The memories of Mark's betrayal would fade with each new experience, each connection she made along the way, slowly transforming her pain into resilience. With her journal nestled in her bag, Anna began to document her thoughts and aspirations during the flight. Each entry became a mantra, a reminder of her commitment to herself, her dreams, and her journey. She wrote about her fears, her hopes, and the woman she longed to become, pouring her soul onto the pages as the plane soared above the clouds. She wrote about the places she wanted to visit, the flavors she wanted to taste, and the people she hoped to meet, her pen moving rapidly as if it couldn't keep up with her racing heart. Each stroke of ink was a step toward freedom, a declaration that she would no longer be defined by her past. When she finally arrived in Italy, the moment felt surreal. As she stepped off the plane, a wave of exhilaration washed over her, the fresh air filled with the scent of adventure. The vibrant colors of the landscape were a feast for her eyes, Deep greens, rich browns, and splashes of bright flowers painted a picture of beauty. The rich aromas of food and the sounds of laughter danced in the air, creating a symphony of life that enveloped her. Navigating through the bustling airport, Anna felt the pulse of Italy around her, an electric energy that resonated within her. For the first time in months, she felt alive, an adventurer on the cusp of rediscovering herself. The feelings of fear and doubt began to dissipate, replaced by an exhilarating sense of possibility. She could hardly contain her excitement as she stepped into the warm embrace of the Italian sun. With each passing moment, Anna reveled in the vibrant chaos around her. She felt like a sponge, eager to soak up everything, the sights, the sounds, the flavors. As she made her way to her accommodation, she felt her heart race with anticipation for the experiences that awaited her. The journey ahead was not just about seeing new places. It was about embracing life again, one step at a time. Chapter 4. New Beginnings. Anna's time in Italy was nothing short of magical. Each day unfolded like a beautifully crafted story, rich with color and flavor. She found herself wandering through the narrow streets of Florence where every corner revealed a new wonder. The sun-drenched piazzas buzzed with life, filled with musicians strumming gentle melodies, artists painting vibrant scenes, and dreamers lost in thought. The air was fragrant with the scent of fresh basil and sun-ripened tomatoes, beckoning her to explore further. On her third day, the anticipation bubbled inside her as she prepared for her cooking class. The quaint kitchen was tucked away from the tourist crowds, a hidden gem that radiated warmth and authenticity. Upon entering, Anna was enveloped by the aroma of simmering sauces and freshly baked bread. The instructor, a cheerful Italian woman named Maria, welcomed Anna with open arms, her warmth instantly putting Anna at ease. Cooking is not just about the food, it's about sharing love and culture, Maria explained, her eyes sparkling with passion as she waved her hands expressively. Anna felt an immediate connection to her words, recognizing the profound truth in them. This wasn't just a class, it was an opportunity to experience the heart of Italian life. As Anna rolled out the dough under Maria's watchful eye, she felt a sense of freedom wash over her. The rhythmic motion of kneading and shaping the pasta was therapeutic, allowing her to focus solely on the task at hand. Learning to craft delicate ravioli felt like a rebirth. Each piece of dough she shaped symbolized her ability to rebuild her life from scratch. The warmth of the kitchen enveloped her like a comforting hug, and the laughter shared among classmates, strangers who quickly became friends, began to heal the wounds in her heart. In the evenings, Anna ventured into the local markets, where vendors called out with enthusiasm, their stalls overflowing with vibrant produce, fragrant herbs, and handmade goods. She wandered from stall to stall, her senses tingling with the sights and sounds around her. She struck up conversations with the locals, each story revealing the beauty and struggles of their lives. It was refreshing to connect with people who understood that life was a tapestry of experiences, both beautiful and painful. One evening, she found herself engaged in a lively discussion with a farmer about the nuances of growing tomatoes in the Italian sun. His weathered hands spoke of years spent nurturing the land, and Anna felt a kinship with his passion and dedication. These interactions enriched her experience, helping her to see Italy not just as a place to visit, but as a living, breathing entity filled with stories and connections. Through her explorations, Anna learned to appreciate the little moments that life offered. She savored a scoop of rich gelato on the steps of the Duomo, the cool sweetness a perfect antidote to the heat of the day. She listened to street musicians serenading passers-by, their melodies weaving through the air like a warm breeze. One night, she joined a group of newfound friends for an impromptu dance under the stars, the infectious laughter echoing through the cobbled streets as they twirled and spun in joyous abandon. In her journal, Anna documented these moments with fervor, filling the pages with vibrant sketches and heartfelt reflections. Each entry became a tapestry of her experiences, a record of her transformation. She wrote about the laughter shared over shared meals, the stories exchanged with locals, and the quiet moments of self-discovery that crept in between the chaos of new experiences. By the time Anna left Italy, she carried with her not just memories but a newfound sense of independence and courage. The woman who had once felt lost was beginning to emerge, vibrant, alive, and brimming with the promise of new beginnings. She glanced back at the landscape she had come to love, a bittersweet smile playing on her lips, knowing that she would always carry a piece of Italy in her heart. Chapter 5. Finding Strength. Anna's journey led her to India, a land that pulsated with vibrant energy and ancient wisdom. The moment she stepped off the plane, her senses were overwhelmed by a tapestry of sights and sounds. The bustling streets of Delhi, filled with colorful rickshaws and the scent of incense wafting through the air, greeted her. Yet, it was in the serene foothills of the Himalayas that Anna found the refuge she sought. She had enrolled in a yoga retreat, a tranquil sanctuary away from the chaos of city life. The retreat center, surrounded by lush greenery and majestic mountains, offered a breathtaking view that took her breath away. The air was crisp and fresh, filling her lungs with a sense of renewal. Each morning, Anna awoke to the soft sound of birds chirping and the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze, a serene invitation to embrace the day. As dawn broke, she joined a diverse group of women from around the world, each one carrying her own story of resilience. Together they gathered on a wooden deck overlooking the valley, the sun rising slowly behind the peaks, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. With mats spread out on the polished floor, they began their practice, stretching their bodies under the golden light. The yoga sessions were a blend of physical challenge and emotional release. As Anna moved through the poses, her body worked hard to keep up. But her mind was where the true battle lay. The warrior poses and sun salutations were more than just exercises. They became metaphors for her journey. Each time she pushed through the discomfort, she confronted the anger and hurt she had harbored since Mark's betrayal. In the stillness of meditation, she found a space to reflect on her emotions without judgment. Sitting cross-legged on her mat, surrounded by the whispers of nature, Anna closed her eyes and allowed herself to feel. The memories of the past swirled like leaves caught in a gentle wind, and with each breath, she focused on letting them go. One afternoon, during a group session designed for sharing and healing, Anna felt a pull to open up. As she sat in a circle with her newfound friends, the atmosphere was charged with vulnerability. "I thought I had a perfect life," she began, her voice trembling as she shared her truth. "But it shattered when I discovered my husband's affair. I felt like I lost everything." The room fell silent, the weight of her words hanging in the air. The women listened intently, their expressions reflecting empathy and understanding. One woman, with deep lines etched into her face that spoke of life's battles, reached out and squeezed Anna's hand. "You are not alone," she said, her voice soothing like a balm. "We all carry our burdens, but together we can find strength." As Anna continued to share, She felt the weight on her chest lift. The warmth of solidarity surrounded her, a cocoon woven from shared pain and mutual support. Each woman in the circle had faced her own battles, and their shared experiences forged an unbreakable bond that transcended borders and backgrounds. They laughed together, cried together, and celebrated each other's victories, reminding Anna that healing was not a solitary journey, but a collective one. By the end of her retreat, Anna felt transformed, as if layers began to draw to a close. Anna felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. On her final day, she returned to the cherry blossom trees that had become a symbol of her transformation. Standing beneath the delicate branches, she lifted her arms and let the petals fall around her, like confetti, their soft touch reminding her of the beauty of change. With her eyes closed, Anna made a wish, not for the past, but for the future. A future filled with love, laughter, and continued self-discovery. She felt a sense of lightness, as if the weight of her past had been lifted. As the petals danced in the breeze, she embraced the possibilities that lay ahead, ready to step into the next chapter of her life with open arms and an open heart. Chapter 7. A New Perspective. Returning home, after her transformative travels, felt surreal, like stepping into a dream that had lost its vibrancy. The familiar streets of her small town greeted Anna, but as she drove through the tree-lined avenues and past the quaint shops, she realized that she was no longer the woman who had left. The person behind the wheel was stronger, more resilient, and profoundly aware of her worth. As she pulled into her driveway and stepped into her empty home, the echo of silence wrapped around her. Memories of Mark flooded back like a tide, threatening to pull her under. Yet instead of succumbing to pain, these memories sparked a determination within her, a fierce resolve to reclaim her narrative. She stood in the living room, taking a deep breath as she felt the walls around her hum with the echoes of the past. "I have the power to create a new life," she whispered to herself. This new life would be vibrant, authentic, and true to who she was becoming. With each passing day, Anna began to explore new interests that had ignited during her travels. Inspired by the artistic expressions she had witnessed in Italy, she signed up for local art classes at the community center. The moment she picked up a brush, rekindling her love for painting, a rush of exhilaration coursed through her veins. She poured her emotions onto the canvas, each stroke vibrant with color, each piece an expression of her evolving self. The gallery of her creations became a cathartic release, a tangible way to channel her feelings into something beautiful. In her quest for connection, Anna sought out other women in her community who had faced their own struggles. After some encouragement from friends, she helped establish a support group that met weekly in her living room. They gathered around her cozy dining table, sharing stories that reflected their trials and triumphs. One woman spoke of heartbreak, another of loss, and yet another of personal transformation. Anna found solace in these shared experiences, realizing that vulnerability was not a weakness, but a profound strength that allowed for connection and healing. As the weeks turned into months, Anna cultivated a daily routine that nurtured her mind, body, and spirit. She practiced yoga every morning in her sunlit living room, finding peace in the rhythm of her breath and the flow of each pose. Afterward, she explored the nature trails that wound through the town, letting the beauty of her surroundings ground her. She filled her lungs with fresh air, feeling the warmth of the sun on her skin as she walked among the trees, each step grounding her in the present moment. In addition to her personal practices, Anna dedicated time to volunteer at local charities, eager to give back to the community that had supported her during her darkest days. Whether serving meals at the soup kitchen or organizing donation drives, each act of kindness deepened her sense of purpose. It reminded her that healing was not just about her own journey, but also about uplifting others and creating a ripple effect of positivity. Though challenges still arose, Anna embraced the uncertainty of life with open arms. She learned to sit with her discomfort, to acknowledge it without letting it define her. She would sometimes pause in the middle of her painting. Of sorrow had been peeled away to reveal a brighter version of herself. She returned to her journal, pouring her thoughts onto the pages with renewed vigor. She wrote about her newfound strength, resilience, and the beauty of the connections she had formed. Each word served as a testament to her growth, a reminder that she was capable of overcoming the darkest of times. In the evenings, as the sun dipped behind the mountains, casting a golden glow over the landscape, Anna would sit on her balcony, her journal resting on her lap. She reflected on the day's lessons, the laughter shared, and the tears shed. The stars began to twinkle in the vast expanse above, and she felt a profound sense of peace settle within her. The journey ahead was still uncertain, but she knew one thing for certain. She was not the same woman who had arrived in India. She was stronger, wiser, and ready to embrace whatever came next. Chapter 6 in Embracing Change. Anna's travels brought her to the enchanting land of Japan, a place where ancient traditions harmonized seamlessly with the pulse of modern life. The moment she arrived in Tokyo, she felt an electric energy coursing through the bustling streets, where skyscrapers kissed the sky and neon lights flickered with a vibrant glow. Yet amid the urban chaos, the serene beauty of cherry blossoms filled her heart with a sense of peace and wonder. As spring unfolded, the delicate pink petals of the cherry trees began to bloom, creating a breathtaking canopy over the city. Anna wandered through parks and gardens, the soft breeze carrying the sweet scent of flowers. Each blossom seemed to symbolize renewal, a gentle reminder that change was not only inevitable, but beautiful. In her quest to deepen her understanding of mindfulness and self-reflection, Anna enrolled in a traditional tea ceremony class. The first session took place in a quaint tea house, a tranquil space adorned with tatami mats and sliding shoji doors. The atmosphere was imbued with a sense of calm, inviting her to leave her worries at the door. The instructor, an elderly woman named Yuki, embodied grace and wisdom. With her gentle demeanor and warm smile, she welcomed Anna and her classmates into the world of tea. "Life is like tea, Anna," she said, as she carefully prepared the first brew. "It can be bitter or sweet, but it's how we choose to savor it that matters." As Anna watched Yuki move with precision, each gesture a deliberate act of mindfulness, she began to appreciate the beauty in simplicity. The ritual of preparing tea became a meditative practice, a moment to pause and embrace the present. Anna learned to focus on the sound of water boiling, the vibrant green of matcha powder, and the gentle steam rising as tea was poured into delicate cups. With every sip, Anna felt a sense of calm wash over her, as if the tea was washing away the remnants of her past. She began to internalize Yuki's teachings, realizing that her journey was not merely about escaping her history, but about embracing each moment with gratitude and awareness. Through the art of tea, she discovered a newfound appreciation for the little things, savoring the warmth of a cup between her hands, delighting in the colors of the sunset, and cherishing a smile exchanged with a stranger. Inspired by her experiences, Anna continued to fill the pages of her journal with reflections on her journey. She documented her struggles, her victories, and the small moments that made her heart soar. Each entry became a tapestry of her growth, a reminder that healing was not a linear path, but rather a beautiful, chaotic process filled with ups and downs. One afternoon, after a particularly enlightening tea session, Anna ventured into the streets of Kyoto, where ancient temples stood in serene contrast to the lively city. She visited Kinkaku-ji, the golden pavilion, its shimmering reflection dancing on the tranquil pond. The beauty of the moment struck her deeply. She sat on a bench, letting the serenity of her surroundings wash over her, as her time in Japan brush suspended in mid-air and reflect on how far she had come. The past, she realized, did not define her. It was merely a chapter in her story, a chapter that had led her to this moment of rebirth. With every stroke on the canvas and every smile shared during group meetings, Anna embraced the joy of discovery. She reveled in the freedom of choice, the power of self-expression, and the importance of community. Slowly but surely, she began to see the world through a lens of possibility rather than pain. And as spring bloomed into summer, Anna found herself in the midst of a vibrant transformation, one that whispered promises of hope and new beginnings. Chapter 8: The Unexpected Encounter. One evening, Anna decided to attend a local art exhibition, a gathering that promised to celebrate creativity and community. As she stepped into the gallery, a mix of excitement and apprehension washed over her. The atmosphere buzzed with energy, filled with laughter and animated conversations. Artwork adorned the walls, showcasing a variety of styles, colors, and emotions. Yet amid the vibrant art, Anna felt a flicker of unease. As she moved through the crowd, her eyes roamed over the pieces on display until they landed on a familiar face: Mark. Her heart raced, memories flooding back, each one more vivid than the last. She felt a knot tighten in her stomach, but she quickly steadied herself. This was her moment of truth, a chance to confront her past and embrace the strength she had cultivated during her journey. Mark was engaged in conversation with a small group of art enthusiasts, his demeanor confident, the charm she once admired still evident. But as his eyes landed on Anna, she noticed a flicker of surprise cross his face, quickly followed by apprehension. He excused himself and approached her, his voice laced with nervousness. "Anna, I didn't expect to see you here." "Neither did I," she replied, her tone steady but guarded. The tension hung in the air between them, palpable yet charged with a mix of old feelings and new realities. "I've missed you," he confessed, his eyes searching hers for any hint of warmth or familiarity. "I've been trying to reach you." Anna's heart softened momentarily, recalling the shared laughter and dreams. But she quickly reminded herself of the journey she had undertaken, the healing, the self-discovery, the reclamation of her narrative. "Mark, you hurt me deeply. I had to find myself again," she replied, her voice unwavering. "I know," he said, his tone earnest, almost pleading. "I made a terrible mistake and I regret it every day. I'm not the same person I was before." Anna studied his face, searching for sincerity, a trace of the man she once knew. "And what do you want now?" "I want to make things right," he replied, his voice trembling with emotion. "I want to earn your trust back, if you'll let me." For a moment, Anna felt the weight of her past pressing down on her, memories threatening to resurface. But she took a deep breath, remembering the strength she had cultivated during her travels. "I'm not the same woman you left behind, Mark. I've learned to prioritize myself and my happiness." As the conversation unfolded, a sense of closure washed over Anna. She began sharing stories of her travels, the breathtaking landscapes of Japan, the vibrant streets of Italy, and the powerful lessons she had learned about self-love and resilience. Mark listened intently, his eyes reflecting a mix of admiration and regret. "Can we start over?" he asked, his voice hopeful yet uncertain, as if the weight of his words hung heavily between them. Anna paused, considering his request. "I appreciate your honesty, but I'm not sure I can trust you again. My journey has been about moving forward, not looking back." With that, Anna felt empowered as she walked away, leaving the past behind her. She realized that she had the strength to choose her own path, a path leading to a brighter future filled with possibilities. Chapter 9. The New Chapter. With each passing day, Anna continued to thrive in her new life. The decision to embrace her independence had led her to a place of joy and fulfillment. To commemorate her journey and transformation, she organized an art exhibition showcasing her work. The event promised to be a celebration not only of her art, but of her resilience and newfound identity. As the evening of the exhibition arrived, Anna stood in the gallery, nerves fluttering in her stomach. Friends, family, and new acquaintances gathered, filling the space with warmth and laughter. As people admired her pieces, she felt a profound sense of fulfillment swell within her. This was a celebration of all she had become. The walls adorned with her paintings reflected her journey. Vivid colors danced across the canvas, each stroke representing a moment of joy, pain, and healing. The room buzzed with excitement, the atmosphere a stark contrast to the isolation she had once felt. Conversations flowed effortlessly. Laughter rang through the air, and encouragement enveloped her like a warm embrace. As the evening progressed, Anna decided to step outside for a moment, needing to breathe in the crisp night air. She wandered into the quiet courtyard, where the stars twinkled overhead like distant lanterns, each one a reminder of her connection to the universe. Standing there, she felt a deep sense of belonging, a realization that she was part of something greater. In that moment of stillness, Anna understood that her journey was ongoing. Life would continue to present challenges, but she had equipped herself with the tools to navigate them. She had learned the importance of self-love, resilience, and the power of community. Every obstacle was now an opportunity for growth, every setback a chance to rise stronger. As the weeks turned into months, Anna continued to embrace the changes in her life with open arms. She explored new art techniques, attended workshops, and traveled to different cities, connecting with artists from diverse backgrounds. Each experience added a new layer to her story, a rich tapestry woven with threads of adventure, heartbreak, and triumph. Anna found joy in sharing her passion with others. She began mentoring young artists in her community, encouraging them to find their voices through art. It became clear to her that creating was not just a solitary act, but a communal experience that could inspire and uplift. Looking toward the future, Anna felt a sense of excitement bubbling within her. She was ready for whatever lay ahead, confident in her ability to rise above challenges and embrace the beauty of life. The journey she had embarked upon had not only transformed her art, but had also redefined her purpose.